On behalf of the East African Association of Grantmakers, it is my pleasure to take this opportunity this morning to welcome all of you. As Lucy says, we in East Africa, we say karibu, we say hakuna matata. But in welcoming you, allow me to say a few things about the association and about this conference. Our association was established in 2003, and our membership are spread across the East African region, consisting of family foundations and trusts, community foundations, corporate foundations, grant-making organizations, and other forms of philanthropic institutions or support institutions. Our vision as an association is to have a vibrant and organized philanthropy in East Africa. Our keynote speaker for this morning is Mr. Abass, Gullet, the Secretary General of Kenya, RedCross. I am taking a risk of saying a few things about him, and this is a risk because I'm sure I can never say enough. He's the Secretary General of the Kenya Redcourt, the largest humanitarian organization in Kenya. He has previously been involved in overseeing major operations in Mozambique and Malawi drought when he was the acting head of delegation of IFRC. Also working with the Malawi government and donor agencies to coordinate the exercise. He was the head of delegation in Uganda, head of youth department, head of subdelegation in Ngara, and he was telling me when he was the head of the subdelegation in Ngara, that was the time when we had, it was called Benako, the Benako camp, the largest refugee camp in Africa by then. He was the deputy head of regional delegation for East Africa, Nairobi in Kenya, head of delegation in Rwanda, and many other places. That list can go on and on. He has a postgraduate diploma in practicing management from Lancaster University, McGill University. He taught to Bash University, Bangalore School of Management, and many other places that he has gone to. He was most importantly recognized as the UN Person of the Year in 2007, and he holds an honorary of Order of the Golden Warrior from the Kenya government. That is so much in brief about Mr. Abass Gullet. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Abass Gullet for the keynote address.
The chairman of the East African Association of Grant Makers, Mr. Hirji Shah of Chandaria Foundation, Mr. Anunda of Nation Media Group, representative of different trusts, representative of the government of Kenya, they're here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I'm delighted to join you this morning at this very important forum that touches on something that is so close to my heart personally, and it's the issue of philanthropy. Philanthropy is selfless humanitarian act. Indeed, any act which helps to alleviate human suffering must be given to the necessary appreciation and encouragement. There is a wise gift that goes to say, giving to others is as noble as it gets. Taking care of one another is what makes us human. A time has come when we need to draw from our traditional virtues and to build on to them to suit the changing times, needs, and lifestyles. We need to enhance local ways of giving by encouraging the people of East Africa to be regular and organized givers and not the one-off. It is not enough to only give during disasters and during natural disasters. As a person who has worked for and still works for humanitarian organizations, my experience in Kenya is that the people will give during emergencies, but thereafter there is no follow-up to take up the assistance to its logical conclusion. And probably the challenge is for us who are receiving this assistance from the givers, that we only go to them during emergencies and not during the normal times. And I think this is one critical issue, and I will talk about it later, but the issue of accountability for you, those of you who give us, and for us who are receiving, I think this is the biggest issue today, and in the whole humanitarian industry in our continent and the world over, the issue of accountability cannot be overemphasized. Gratification that this conference will also be deliberating on promoting of family philanthropy in this region, and as has been said, we have an experience of 50 years in this country. This is one of the aspects of assistance that must be encouraged as it forms the core of our society, which begins with the family unit. My experience at the Kenya.It Society has taught me that regular givers will donate to organizations which is credible, accountable, transparent, that has good leadership, good governance, and good management. If I use the example again of Kenya.It Society, only about 8 years ago this institution was equated to a leaking bucket. A leaking bucket that at the bottom it couldn't be closed because of mismanagement, because of corruption, because of theft, and all the work that we may use this. The society was almost bankrupt and was almost on its knees, and had a financial deficit of over $500,000 that it had to pay. Donors did not want to put any more money into this institution, and they had decided to call quits. It is amazing today that this society did not collapse, and the auctioneers that had moved in to take its assets and other resources that we had to work with to really overcome the problem we had at the time. However, when credible processes and systems and procedures, good governance, good management is put in place, the society has today become transparent, credible, the first choice for partnership with the government and many other stakeholders who wish to serve the community in this country. Paul Allen, a philanthropist, said, when it comes to helping out, I don't do it for the media attention. My goal is to support organizations that need my help. Ladies and gentlemen, as I keep emphasizing on the need for finding ways of giving, ways of working from the grassroots to empower communities into philanthropy, I know that it's not easy. However, if we devise ways through which philanthropy can be used strategically to sustain our future initiatives and strengthen our organization, we will truly be able to empower our communities to move forward in a more competitive and progressive way. The subject of sustainability is indeed key and must now move beyond boardroom actions and discussions. As an organization, Kenya.It Society has taken this challenge in investing in income-generating projects, and this facility where we are gathered this morning is a business initiative of the Kenya.It Society, purely operated on a business model, but the profits are injected back into the humanitarian work of this national society. I realize that this conference will seek to deepen our knowledge on how to take advantage of opportunities presented by ICT sector to promote philanthropy and strengthen partnership with all those that seek to support our organization and social causes that we pursue. I want to draw your attention to the latest technology that has encouraged the act of philanthropy in the 21st century. Social media has become a major source of fundraising for humanitarian work, and according to reliable statistics given by many organizations, social media raised almost most of the funds that went into assisting those affected by the Haiti earthquake recently. I therefore encourage participants to deliberate on this unique platform as a fundraising tool. Call upon the government, private sector, civil society, and the media to work together to support the promotion of philanthropy.